The pre-interval set piece in Lokesh Kanagaraj's Vikram is set at a wedding venue where spirited cooks are cooking the local biryani. We watch the meat being minced, the spices added and the mixing of meat and rice. It is the same setup that also allows us, the audience, the delicacy they have been looking for since Vikram's ensemble cast was announced. The clash of the titans, Vijay Sethupathi and Fahadh, the best actors of our generation sharing screen for the first time. And then of course Kamal Haasan, one of the legends of our cinema, sharing screen with these top talents of the present era, submitting to a director who clearly possesses distinct vision in his filmmaking. The wedding sequence finally brings the three together after a long meandering first 1 hour of the film. But what do we have? Fahadh looking at Vijay from a distance, both together in the urinal for few seconds with the exchange of 2 lines, Kamal looking at Vijay over a video call of few seconds, and Fahadh shouting at Kamal for a couple of minutes again from a distance. And that is our biggest disappointment with Vikram, the most anticipated Indian film of this year. The film that had promised subtext between its monster cast hardly gives scenes for them to be together and tear down the screen. Each of the trio have his own arc, their individual mass moments, and while they finally meet at the climax, it's all eclipsed within blazing guns, punches and kicks. Doesn't mean Vikram had nothing to savor. There are moments, well thought out references that work as tributes to Kamal Haasan's filmography and a fantastic background score that keeps the adrenaline pumping. But like high spirits and best ingredients doesn't guarantee a delicious biryani unless the mixing is fine and precise, Vikram comes across as a film that tries to thrive on the basis of its super ensemble cast without a decent script that actually demands them together. You see, there's a new high-octane action drama that we have for watch almost every week. So the ever-rising anticipation for Vikram might not be all about the good versus bad duel or the action choreography only. We wanted our favorite stars to strike and leave us starstruck. What an opportunity the film had that it fails to realize, or rather doesn't even attempt for some unknown reason. It starts with the right note as the characters get introduced with motives that we best identify with the actors playing them. It's the inquiring eyes we see in Fahadh's first scene, and it's his body and funky attitude for Vijay Sethupathi. As for Kamal himself, the world zooms out to shrink in his eyes, Vishwarupam, if you may, as we are then slowly made aware of how this man has multiple conflicting facets and it's difficult to understand which one is the real face of this character. This meta layer actually continues across the film, be in its subversion of the iconic dialogues from Kamal Haasan's Nayakan or Kuruthi Punal, be in it meta moments of Fahadh expressing him to be a fanboy of Kamal, or be it in Lokesh Kanagaraj's return to the world of drug mafia from Kaithi with characters from the previous film. All these ideas work fine, but we wish Vikram had some interesting and original ideas of its own as well. Some novel thoughts or interesting subtext that could be referred in the future as Vikram keeps on doing now. But there lies the major drawback of the ambitious project. Beyond the already established strengths of its cast and crew, Vikram doesn't add much to their resumes. Vikram remembers Nayakan and Panchatantharam and so many others, but never invests enough on earning thrills of its own for which it will be remembered for. Again, apart from the casting, including the fun cameo at the end. Even the poster of the film reminds of Virumandi. And guess what? The image of Vijay Sethupathi in the poster is not even his character from Vikram, but that of his iconic role in Vikram Vedha. That's it. That's the problem of this film. The cast delivers. What else did we expect anyway? Fahadh with his investigative eyes and nonchalant body language works well as the undercover spy Amar. The moments of him imagining Kamal's character to get some meaning out of the man are great. But as we say, when they finally talk, it's either from a distance or over phone, only for a few minutes. Vijay Sethupathi is a quirky fun as only this man can bring out. His low-tone dialogues, smirking face out of joy and anger, and the way he utilizes his weight and body is amazing. He is the best performance of the film in our books, and then unfortunately the worst written character. The quirkiness doesn't reach anywhere other than reaffirming how good an actor Sethupathi is. Well, he has his screen time with Kamal Haasan in the climax, if not with Fahadh, as we dreamt of. But these moments are again too derivative, be from Master or from so many other action potboilers, still leaving us starving of the distinctly flavored biryani that we expected from Lokesh Kanagaraj. And as for the man himself, the one and only Kamal Haasan, it's a very measured performance, unlike many others which suffer from their excesses. You have to give it to Lokesh for cutting out that flap that affected most of Kamal's recent projects. But again, when it comes to being the archetypal, Vikram lacks. Nevertheless, we are promised of bigger things to come, as at the end, Suriya brings pushes of more adrenaline rush. He is so good in that small cameo. better than almost all his recent works. Fahadh's Amar stays back as well, giving new hopes for closer screen interactions in the sequel. And we hope the creative minds behind this upcoming franchise realize that the cast they have invested in are all known for portraying unique and complex characters, and not for sleepwalking through conventional tropes of any other random action franchise. Because guess what? We just remembered one memorable set piece from Vikram. It features Vasanti as an undercover spy in disguise of a homemaid. Amongst all action heroes and expected antics of the film, Vasanti was the most fun, the one that we will remember, the one that does not limit to being a blueprint.